Hi, I'm Pat. I've written this book called Corky's 5-Minute Fairy Tales. Here's a few of my friends that I've written about. The pictures in the book are from this fairy tale artwork. It was drawn by Corky Kennedy. The book has 86 stories and it's available on Amazon.com or at fairytalemural.com. We're going to be reading all 86 stories, so if you'd like to hear all the stories, click on subscribe down at the bottom. If you click the little bell next to it, you'll be notified each time we have a new story ready for you. If you'd like to tell me which fairy tale you like the best, send it in the comments. Here's today's story. This is Sleeping Beauty, page 64. A baby girl had been born to the king and the queen. Everyone in the land rejoiced. The king and the queen invited all the fairies of the land to come to the child's christening, for it was the custom that the fairies all bestowed a gift of love and happiness to babies. The day of the christening, 7 fairies came together. They had not been there long before an 8th fairy arrived. "Why was I not invited?" she demanded. The king answered that all the fairies were invited and she must not have gotten his message. But that did not convince the wicked fairy, and she decided to do harm to this child. But the youngest fairy read her mind. When it was time to bestow their gifts, the youngest fairy hid herself so she would be last. The first 6 fairies bestowed such things as the child would be the prettiest in the land, she would be the sweetest singer in the land, like that. Then the 8th wicked fairy came in, and she put a curse on the child that before she was 16, she would prick her finger on a spindle and die. This is a spinning wheel, and this is the spindle on the spinning wheel. I guess I'll pick this up and show it to you. That's a spinning wheel, and the spindle's over here on the top. I cannot completely undo what the wicked fairy has cursed, but I can help, said the youngest fairy as she came out from her hiding spot. She went to the child and bestowed her gift. "Yes, you will prick your finger, but you will not die. You and all the people in the castle will go to sleep for 100 years. Then a prince will find you, kiss you, and you will awaken." The king was horrified at all this. Just to be safe, he had all the spindles in the land collected and burned, hoping to stop the curse. Yeah, let's just get rid of that spindle. Gone. Over the years, the baby grew to be a beautiful girl. As the fairies predicted, she was really the prettiest girl in the land and could sing the sweetest. Now nearing her 16th birthday, preparations were made for a big birthday party. The king and queen were very busy and did not notice when their daughter went wandering about alone. The castle was so big that the girl was always finding new spots she had not seen before. Today she found a door at the top of the stairway. She went in and there sat an old lady at a spinning wheel. "What is that?" asked the girl, because she had never seen a spinning wheel. Now the old lady was not just any old lady. She was really the wicked 8th fairy who had put a curse on her at the christening party. "Come here and I'll show you how to work it," said the old lady. The girl went to the wheel, and as soon as she touched it, she pricked her finger. She fell to the floor, asleep instantly. Suddenly, all the servants, the maids, and even the dogs started falling asleep. The king realized what was happening and ran to his daughter, but she was sleeping on the floor. He picked her up and carried her to her own bed. Then he too fell asleep. 100 years went by, and the castle and everything in it slept. The trees and the vines grew over it so thick it was nearly covered. One day a prince was out riding and came upon the castle. He found people sleeping everywhere. He wandered around all through the castle, and eventually he came upon the sleeping princess. She was so beautiful, he could not help bending to kiss her. As he kissed her, she awoke. "You must be the prince I've been dreaming about for so long," she whispered sleepily. Then all around the castle, the people and the animals awoke. The king ran to his daughter's room and found her talking with the prince. The prince and the princess soon fell in love, and they made preparations to be married. They made the most beautiful couple, and when the king and the queen grew old and died, the prince and princess became the new king and queen. And of course, they lived happily ever after. The end. I hope you liked today's story. If you'd like to get a copy of the book, you can get it on Amazon. If you'd like to get a small copy of this print, go to fairytalemural.com. Thank you.